Morning, everyone. Today we'll be talking about Dr. Ali Mustafa Mosharafa. He was born on July 11, 1898. He was an Egyptian theoretical physicist and a professor of applied mathematics in the Faculty of Science at Cairo University, where he served as its first dean.
So I'll be talking about his early life. He was considered the most knowledgeable student of his class, where he was also the youngest. He got his primary certificate in 1910 and he ranked the first in national. At the young age of 16, he became the very youngest student to acquire a baccalaureate certificate in 1914. He then decided to enroll in the Teachers' College rather than faculties of medicine or engineering, since he had a deep interest in mathematics. He graduated in 1917. Due to his excellence in mathematics, he was sent by the Egyptian Ministry of Education to England, where he acquired a baccalaureate from the University of Nottingham in 1920. The Egyptian University then decided to grant Mosharafa another scholarship to complete his doctoral thesis. He obtained a PhD in 1923 from King's College in the shortest possible period according to the college's regulations. He was then granted a degree of Doctor of Science, becoming the first Egyptian and the 11th scientist in the entire world to obtain such a degree. For his academic career, when he actually returned home from Britain, he became a teacher in the Higher Teachers College in Cairo University. He became an associate professor of mathematics in this Faculty of Science since he was under 30, which was the minimum age required for being a professor. The issue of his promotion to professor was raised in Parliament. The Parliament praised his qualifications and advantages, which surpassed those of even the English dean of the faculty, and he was promoted to professor. He was a versed Egyptian professor of applied mathematics at the Faculty of Science. At 38, he became dean of the faculty in 1936, and he remained in office until he died in 1950.
So Mustafa Musharraf had a lot of scientific achievement. He published around 12 scientific books about relativity and mathematics. His books on the theory of relativity were translated into English, French, and Polish. Most of his important books that he published was We and Science, Science and Life, Atoms and Atom Bombs, Scientific Claims, Engineer, and Pharaoh Times. Another scientific achievement was he published 25 original papers in distinguishing scientific journals about quantum theory, the theory of relativity, and the relation between radiation and matter. Some of his papers were on the appearance of unsymmetrical component in the Stark effect, on the Stark effect for strong electric field, on the quantum theory of complex Zeeman effect. Another achievement was over the 1920s and 1930s. He studied the Maxwell equation and the special relativity he had correspondence with Albert Einstein, and the equations, as you can see, it's in the picture. Another scientific achievements, he translated 10 astronomy and mathematics books in Arabic. He wrote 26 papers, including theoretical explanation for natural phenomena. He expounded a theory which facilitated the study of the basic structure of the atom. He was one of the few scientists who knew about the secret of the atom structure. Lastly, with his student M. Mursi Ahmed, he published Al-Khwarizmi book, the compendious book on calculation by computation and balancing, Kitab al-Jabbar al-Muqbil, that's the name in Arabic. Thank you. That's all his scientific achievements.
His honors. He was given the title Pasha by King Farouk, but he declined the title, claiming that no title is worthier than a sciences PhD. He was also given a laboratory, and an auditorium are named after him in the Faculty of Science, Cairo University, Egypt. An annual award carrying his name has been initiated by his family to be given to the smartest student in mathematics. Egypt and Europe magazine published a cartoon of him standing between Russia and the US, holding in his hands ruled paper and both superpowers awaiting him to unfold the secrets of science. The Newton Mosharafa Fund was named after him and after Sir Isaac Newton. His death, he died on January 15, 1950. The international scientific circle have never been so deeply moved at the death of an Egyptian scientist as they were moved by the death of Musharrafa. At the news of Musharrafa's death, Einstein mourned over him. He said, "I cannot believe that Musharrafa is dead. He's alive through his research. We are in need of his talents. It is in great loss. He was a genius. I used to follow up his research in atomic energy. Definitely, he's one of the best scientists in physics." That's all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.